Hey guys, this is the Renegades, and we're here to react to a video. What video are we reacting to? We're reacting to some old Austin Evans content. So, Austin Evans has been a YouTuber now for a long time.
It somehow slipped under our radar the whole time.
Well, here's the thing. Austin Evans started out his YouTube career, and he was doing pretty good. He did tech reviews on certain things, and then all of a sudden, he lost everything. And when I say he lost everything, I mean literally, he lost everything. A house fire took out everything of his 10 years ago.
Damn.
Everything. And he made a solemn vow when he came home and he saw this. He said, I don't know what I can do, but this isn't going to be the end of me. I'll be back, and I will continue to make videos. It's going to take me a little while to recover and get through all of the insurance stuff and everything. So yeah, he lost everything in a fire, and then he came back, and now he's back, or he's been back for a while. He's got over 5 million subs. He never gave up, and I've seen his videos where he does these every now and again. I built the ultimate GameCube. Now, what does it mean that he built the ultimate GameCube?
That's what I'm wondering.
Well, the GameCube is quite the system, and as a matter of fact, we have one right here. And while this isn't ultimate-ified, it still has some pretty cool stuff on it. For instance, it has not one, but 2 Wavebird controllers. And yeah, Wavebird controllers are some of the best wireless controllers out there. Also, it's got 2 memory cards here, plus an extra 2 or 3 over there on the top or countertop and everything. And then back here on the back, I actually have a custom piece that is called the GCHD Mark II. And basically, this is made by a company called Eon, and what it does is it takes the audio signal from the analog AV out and the video signal from the digital AV out. The digital signal, by the way, outputs in 480p and can output in progressive scan. And it basically combines both of them together into this one little thing, and it outputs as an HDMI signal. So, that I've used it a few times, and there are some games that allow you to enable progressive scan. And yeah, it's quite cool. But what is a GameCube without some software? So the software in question, we start off here at the beginning with ED. No, not erectile dysfunction, but Eternal Darkness. Arguably one of the best horror games on any console, and one of Nick's personal favorites. So yeah, that one's always been special.
If you ever been here for a video and you've heard me randomly be like, "May the rats eat your eyes!" That's from it.
There you go.
The darkness comes. It will damn us all.
Yes. And on top of Eternal Darkness, we also have Godzilla, Destroy All Monsters Melee. One of my favorite arcade-style beat-em-ups. Also, you get to play as several different versions of Godzilla, which I thought was pretty cool. Then we have Luigi's Mansion. I mean, come on. One of the best launch titles ever for a console, and this still holds up and still stands the test of time as one of the best Mario-verse or Luigi. This is the best Luigi game. I know that the other Luigi's Mansion games are good. This is where it started, and this is where I think it reached its peak. Then you have some Mario mainstays here. Mario Golf, Toadstool Tour, and of course Mario Power Tennis.
Ooh, is that one of my other favorites?
Yes.
It is.
The remake on GameCube, basically the remake of Resident Evil. And yeah, with the 2 discs and everything. And then of course, the game that a lot of people said made the GameCube a must-buy, Resident Evil 4. This one still, to me, And this, it even has the only 4 GameCube up in the top right-hand corner, or top left-hand corner.
That didn't stay the case.
That didn't last very long. Capcom was just like, yeah, the sales aren't up to snuff, so we're going to have to release it on other platforms. And they did, and it found success in its own way. But I remember the first time I played this, and it was on GameCube. Also, that GameCube chainsaw controller that they released alongside this, that was pretty baller. I love that.
I thought that was kind of ridiculous myself.
It was ridiculous, but it was awesome that they did it. Star Wars Rogue Leader, aka Rogue Squadron 2. This is one of the best like flight combat games on the GameCube. Super Monkey Ball 2. I don't have the original Super Monkey Ball, but this one and the first one are 2 of the best Super Monkey Ball games out there.
Never played a single one of those.
They're fun. They're fun. I will admit that. They are a lot of fun. Then you have, for me, one of the greatest fighting games ever of all time, Super Smash Bros. Melee! Then you have one of the most underrated RPGs ever, Tales of Symphonia. Not a lot of people gave this a chance because it only really came out on GameCube, but it's worth it in so many ways. Then you have Beautiful Joe 1 and Beautiful Joe 2. 2 of the best and most creative action games of the 2000s, and also made by Team Clover, who also made Okami, and basically just
didn't deserve to be axed.
Yeah, they did not deserve to be shut down, but they were anyway. But yeah, so if you'll hand me Eternal Darkness,
deep into the darkness.
So yeah, we have a various assortment of great games here, and I love the GameCube so much. I've had so many great memories with it, and I hope to continue to have great memories with it. But we aren't here to talk about my GameCube. We're here to talk about Austin's GameCube and how he is going to build the ultimate GameCube. Are you curious as how he's going to make this the ultimate GameCube?
Kinda.
Well,
I don't really know what I would change about the GameCube personally, other than the HDMI attachment you had.
Yeah, you'll see. You'll see some things here. I saw this a long time ago, but it's been a while. It'd be a good refresher for this. So we're gonna put.
Also,
go ahead.
You are, in my opinion, missing one title that, while it is available on Steam now, I think that the finagling I had to go through to get it to work correctly on PC wasn't really worth it. It would still be just as good on GameCube, and that is one of the best Ubisoft titles of all time, which is Beyond Good and Evil.
Ah, yeah. A lot of people swear by that one as another reason why you need to own a GameCube, and for good reason.
I can back that up.
Yeah. So, all in all, though, Austin Evans is going to build us the ultimate GameCube. Let's see what kind of craziness he's going to put on this thing. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go.
Whoa! Hello, my friends, and welcome to a very special, momentous occasion, because in front of me I have one of, if not the greatest game consoles of all time, the Nintendo GameCube.
Yeah, I don't agree that it's the greatest of all
What is all
time.
this?
No, he said one of, if not the greatest. So, yeah. I'd say it's one of the greatest. I don't think it is the greatest.
So Chad has a whole video over on his channel explaining the downsides to the GameCube that nobody wants to admit.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing is like I love the GameCube, but it has its issues. For instance, the smaller disc size. That's the whole reason why nobody wanted to play it, because proprietary bullshit.
Well, at the time, the PlayStation 2 was one of the cheapest DVD players you could get.
Yeah.
So, and most everybody bought a PlayStation 2 to be able to watch DVDs, and if anybody had a GameCube, it was in addition to their DVD playing PlayStation 2, you know?
Yeah.
Like me, I had both, but it took me a while to get the GameCube because I wanted that PS2 first.
Of course. And if they would have released the GameCube full-size disc size with DVD playing capability, who knows what the future would have held? Who knows?
Smells like an eBay thing. gonna give the GameCube just a little bath here. A little TLC for this little buddy.
Whoever takes those cables and packing tape deserves to be shot.
Damn.
Tell me how you really feel, man.
That's aggressive.
I was pretty clear on how I really felt.
Oh, okay. Ken, how much was the ultimate Nintendo GameCube?
This was about $130.
$130? Are you trying to tell me that, like fine wine, the GameCube has appreciated in value over the last almost 20 years?
Yes.
As this was, for a time, available for only $99.
But here's the thing about those. These did not include the digital AV port out, so you could not output at 480p. Instead, they just cut that out and instead just had the regular analog out, which, don't get me wrong, is all well and good. But also another thing, too, the cable for this, the digital AV out cable, cost so much because they only did a limited run of them. And it took forever for them to make, like, a third-party one.
I do remember there was a point in time where you could get one of these of that style, like, way after they were discontinued, obviously. But
yes.
You could get one at one of the local used game stores for, like, $50.
Yes.
Or, like, $45 if you find it with, like, a sale or something.
Oh, yeah.
Or if you haggled them down, like, depending on who they were. So you can't really haggle down the big companies, obviously. Their prices are set. But, like, some of the local game stores, I know I got, I think it was a GameCube from one of the local stores that was in our mall down in Kingsport for a little while. And, like, it was one of the cheapest consoles I've ever purchased pre-owned, you know.
Nice.
So yeah, you could get them for dirt cheap for a little while, but now obviously, the older something like this gets, the more it's going to actually gain value, because actually finding one that still is like in a good enough condition to be sold is harder and harder the older they get. So
Absolutely.
the more people neglect them and let them sit in places where they shouldn't be sitting and stuff like that.
Yeah, whereas I take care of mine. I take care of it as best I can. Oh.
$99. What a bargain. Oh, I was about to plug in our controller, but we have a Wavebird. So the GameCube was one of,
The
if not the
superior
very first console
controller
to have a wireless controller option. This was well before the PS3, the Wii.
First party.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, first
sure.
party.
There were some weird third-party things.
Yeah.
But the Wavebird was really cool, and I, sadly, was never cool
It was
enough
the
to
first
actually have
good
it.
wireless controller implementation.
It's up there.
Because you could get wireless controllers like for PlayStation 2 from third parties like Mad Catz and stuff, but they were garbage.
The only one that's worthy is the Logitech one. The Logitech PS2 controller was fire.
I feel like I had one and it did not work out.
Oh, I had one, dude, and it became my main controller. It became my main controller over like the original like controller itself.
And maybe it wasn't Logitech, but I know like I stopped buying third-party controllers after like, I think it was after the PlayStation 2, and it was because every one I had ever owned, I like slightly bumped it on something at a point, and it quit working.
Yeah, there it is right there. God, I missed that thing so much.
I didn't ever have one of those.
This thing was so good. It was fire because of just like how well it like the sticks handled just as good as the originals, but it's this style of like the like more ergonomic style. It fit my hands better, and it actually to me played better. And that's just me though. This controller was actually bigger than the original PlayStation 2 controller, and yeah, I really want to get one of those for my PlayStation 2 down there, just so I can game on it and have fun with it. But anyway, sorry.
Wavebird. Ken, you had a Wavebird, right?
I had two.
You had two Wavebirds?
I got two.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never got a single
Wavebird
Wavebird for mine.
It's just a standard GameCube controller.
Okay,
But with
I have a single Wavebird from like a long time ago, but I bought a second one here recently.
all the
Well, the
wireless
option
stuff
whenever
on the
I
bottom.
was at the age to have a GameCube was basically I could buy a Wavebird or I could buy another game for the GameCube, and so I always picked another game, like because it wasn't as important to me to have a wireless controller as it was to have new games to play. So
That's fair.
I had a pretty
That's more
good
than fair.
collection accumulated of like different GameCube games over time, and one of them would have been something I never played if I had have bought that damn Wavebird because it was pricey.
This is actually in pretty good shape. How much was a new-ish in-box Wavebird?
So with the packaging, which is probably a huge part of this pricing, it was about $175.
Jesus.
I got my second one with the dongle and everything for like $45.
Dongle.
Yeah, I know.
It's a funny word.
It is, and whoever came up with the naming convention of that, I salute you, good sir, for all the memes that have come out of it since. And also, those dudes that got fired from that one company because they made a dongle joke behind a woman at this one. Did you hear about that? There was this like tech convention that was going on, and there was a guy up on stage like giving a speech, and he was talking about how he needed to he needed to install something on the computer up here. He's like, hold on, let me find the dongle real quick to put it. And then all of a sudden, these two guys who were recording the event started snickering, just like, dongle. And then a woman turns around and she's just like, I'm sorry, what was that? And they're just like, oh, we were just laughing at him saying dongle. It's like, what's so funny about him saying dongle? And they're just like, it's a funny word. That's like, how's it funny? It's like, because and then she raised a big stink about it and got those two guys fired. And then lo and behold, she got fired because turns out she basically was just like, her freak out was seen as like bad PR for her firm, and she got fired. So yeah, again, when you can't laugh at something that you find funny, and somehow, some way, someone finds a way to be offended about it, that's just sad. That's just pathetic.
Yep.
I don't know what else to say. That is literally pathetic. Anyway.
If you wanted it completely unopened, it would be $350, but this one has a little bit of a slit in the plastic, so.
Are you trying to tell me that I could have bought a brand new Xbox Elite controller instead of a GameCube Wavebird?
No.
Seems like a great idea. I'm much more in favor of the Wavebird. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is something I actually did have. This is the Game Boy Player.
I do not have
So
that.
on the bottom of the GameCube, there are a couple of little
I had
ports
one
that
of
you can
those
take advantage
eventually.
of, which could give you various different accessories. And the Game Boy Player
I think I
is the one
used it
that
like
I
2
really like.
times.
So essentially, this is a full Game Boy built inside. Ken, this looks... Wait, this isn't new in box, is it?
It is new box.
Look,
No.
I miss my Game Boy Player. This thing is great, but this thing being new in box, how much was a Game Boy Player new in box in 2020?
So this was $360.
Jesus.
Oh.
Look,
Don't
I
open that.
actually
Don't.
legitimately feel really bad about trying to open this.
Yeah,
Because
don't.
not only is this something which is really rare and very expensive, but this packaging is like flawless. Like this looks like I could have straight gotten it off the bargain bin at Big Lots for $35 in 2004. I'm still gonna keep this over here. I don't want to open this unless we really have to, because it's so nice.
Good. Yeah, put that on the
I'm
shelf
like
back
that
there,
serious. I
dude.
don't want to open up the Game Boy Player. That's so nice.
Oh.
It even has the Toys R Us on it. So
Wow.
this is
Damn.
the Intech rechargeable battery pack to take your GameCube anywhere. Obviously, as a very advanced modern console with a carrying handle, you could actually make this thing somewhat portable. But with this, you could actually take it on the go. Wait, so this actually, we can't do all of these together. So we would have to do the battery pack instead of the Game Boy Player.
Yeah.
I don't want to open the Game Boy Player is what I'm trying to say. It's okay, we'll do that later. We're still gonna try to be a little careful with the packaging.
These things are like,
What was that? What?
you are not so careful with the packaging.
Ooh, that's heavy. That's That's an old school battery right there. So it's really pretty straightforward. So it just has charging on or off, which is weird, I guess, for the battery. It uses the actual GameCube power adapter to juice up. Oh, look at all these other things. So we could have gotten the GeForce controller. We could have gotten the GeForce 2.
GeForce controllers. Actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah, so we have the game screen. We also have the game sound system, which is a pair of speakers that go beside your GameCube. Memory card, video cables.
That is ridiculous.
GameCube Link. Oh, and the screen.
Oh my gosh.
Well, how convenient for me. So this is the Intech GameCube.
I was gonna say you're gonna have to
color
add the
game
screen if you're gonna have the battery.
Yeah, I mean, look at that screen, dude.
Now, I know this was really popular back then.
That was actually one of the main
I feel
reasons
like
I kind
you
of
wanted to buy
wanted
one
the
of these from
GameCube.
Mystery Tech a few-
Because of the...
Yeah, because of the idea that I could maybe take the screen, like, get the screen and start taking it with me places and playing, like, console games, like when I was, like, over at friends' houses and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But I never got a hold of the screen, but I really wanted one. I especially wanted to be able to take it to fucking scout camp.
No,
Because,
that'd
like,
be...
being able to
oh
play
my
GameCube
gosh.
at scout camp in the evenings would have been, like, amazing.
That'd have been so cool. You'd have been the most popular, like, kid
I
there.
wouldn't have told anybody else I fucking had it.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
I would have been in my tent, like, jamming out to, like, fucking Luigi's Mansion at, like, night before I went to bed. The only person who would have known I had it was my friend Ben that I shared tent with, you know?
Yeah.
I would have been like,
years
don't tell
ago, we
anybody
didn't
we
end up
got
picking
this,
it up.
because I ain't letting anybody else run my battery down on it.
Fair enough.
But essentially, just like with the original PS1, not the PlayStation 1, there was a first-party little attachment screen that you could get for it. Well, while this wasn't a official licensed GameCube screen from Nintendo, Intech actually did make this, and it sort of color matches alongside the battery.
I also own one of these too.
I know you were a rich kid, Ken. I know you had all the cool, fun toys. Look, not all of us were as fancy as Mr. Bolito over here.
When my parents were gambling in Atlantic City and left me in the hotel room, this was my best friend.
Ouch. Ouch, dude. That hurts.
I mean, I played PlayStation in a hotel room while my mom was on vacation somewhere. So
And you had a blast.
she wasn't gambling, but it was chill as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, imagine just being in a place by yourself with a TV and a game console that you can also walk next door and there's a giant fucking pool.
Yeah.
Like, it was very chill.
I would say for me, I took my GameCube with us on a road trip one time. Here's the thing. My granddad got this van. It was a handicapable access van, and it had like plug-in ports in the back area, and there was a little TV up in right behind where the driver's seat is. And I remembered I looked, and it had the analog, you know, the yellow, red, and white plugins on it. I was like, I got it. I plugged it up, and I remembered I sat my GameCube down, and I turned it on, and I clicked it over, and I played Super Smash Brothers with my cousin Zach all the way down to South Carolina one time, and I was just like the whole time I was just like, yeah, just like I was so excited to like Frankenstein my way into making it to where I could play this thing on the go.
Yeah, and my youth directors at church, the coolest ones I had, took us on a trip, and they had a big church bus and everything.
Yeah.
And they purposefully like rented this big battery charger and stuff so that we could watch things on the trip.
Oh, dude, that's
and,
cool.
they let me bring my PlayStation 2, and I think I was playing like Kingdom Hearts on the screen on my seat.
Dude, so good.
Yeah.
You know what, never mind. I'm sorry for your childhood, Ken. So, how much was the battery and how much was the screen?
The battery was $30.
Wait, so the battery actually was $30, basically MSRP?
Yeah.
Okay, what about the screen? I bet that was expensive.
Ken?
It was $250 because
Oh.
of the whole packaging and everything that came with it.
Well, at least someone did the work for me, and it's already kind of open, so I could just sort of slide it out. Wait, what is going on here? Oh, it's got like a weird like adapter on the back. So essentially, we just take this like so, and it just slides in, huh? Yeah. There we
Yeah,
go.
there you
A
go.
little bit back heavy, but now we have a screen which just nicely folds on top of our
Clamshell.
GameCube. Oh, this is actually really cool. You know, actually, something I just realized. The screen has an AVN. So if you didn't want to just use this screen for your GameCube, you could also watch videos on it.
I played my PS2 on it too.
You play your PS2 on a GameCube screen?
Oh, Ken the
in a
Rebel.
hotel too, just in case.
Okay, boomer.
I have a feeling that you might be able to run the Game Boy Player and the battery system.
Do I really have to open up the Game Boy Player? This is so nice, Cat.
Don't do it. Don't let him pressure you into it. That's a collector's
Not
item.
Simba.
No,
Okay,
Austin.
Never mind. I
No.
don't care about it anymore. You made it weird.
Okay, that's not gonna work the way I thought it was gonna work. I have to rethink that a
No, it
little
doesn't
bit.
work that
Now
way.
that I've ruined
Oh.
future retirement fund, let's take a look and see what we've got. So first of all, we have
The disc.
the startup disk. This is essentially what runs the game, the software that will then, I almost said emulate. It's not really emulating though. It's actually running GameCube, Game Boy games on the GameCube. Okay, we have our Game Boy player. So inside this innocuous little black box is essentially an entire Game Boy Advance, including the guts of an original Game Boy. So you can see we can have our little card slot here.
My God.
But interestingly, this is the same configuration as the standard Game Boy, which meant that even for weirder accessories like the e-reader, they
this
actually
thing's
would
gonna be
fit in
so
here no
stupid.
problem. And of course, you have the link cable port. So theoretically, if you were like me and had no friends, you could take your Game Boy and trade Pokemon with your Game Boy player on a different game. I definitely did that a lot.
Yeah.
So this is actually really straightforward. So
Me
there's just a little
too.
port on the bottom
Relatable.
of the GameCube. And all we need to do is just lock it in here. Now, if I can get this to all work together on the battery, which it will-ish. Not a perfect fit, but you know what? That's fine. That's fine. We're building our Tower of Power if this was the correct company, which is not.
Oh my
Our
God.
Tower of Nintendo, our Tower of Pokemon. I gotta say, I'm feeling pretty good about our ultimate GameCube right now. So theoretically, if I put this disc in, we're ready to fire this up, right? Yeah, all right, that's on. Here goes nothing.
What is that black bar?
I think that's just a
might be a
pixel
little
misalignment. Oh, it's not
Okay,
there
it
anymore.
looks better
This
now.
thing's pretty good. Like, it's loud. What a great way to play original Game Boy games.
It's only slightly larger than the original Game Boy.
Yeah.
So the next step, really, is going to be, can we unplug this? Do you think it'll work? All right. Here goes nothing. 3, 2, 1.
Eh.
No, well, that didn't work.
Nah, it's not had enough time to get any charge yet.
Okay, it has a little bit of power. It's not enough to actually run the GameCube. So our 20-year-old battery is sadly...
Yeah, that's an old battery, man.
Yeah.
That too. I
Not-
didn't think
not-
about that. It's like those kind of batteries might be 100% worthless now, no matter where you get them at.
You may have to do like a full replacement on the
Yeah,
thing.
like unless someone has refurbished it to put new innards inside of it with a new actual battery pack.
Yeah.
It's probably not
Well,
gonna work
it's like
anymore.
it's like some GameCube or some Game Boy games. Some Game Boy games where they have like the little miniature battery inside to hold a hold a save state. You have to replace those now.
Be portable. So we can't call this the ultimate portable Game Boy. We just have to call it the ultimate Game Boy.
To be fair, instead of charging for 4 hours, we gave it about 15 minutes.
Hey, bongos.
That's not for a Game Boy.
Stop throwing shit at me, Dave.
Donkey Konga is the rhythm in you.
Oh no, if
Oh, we're
I
about to
can't
find
remember.
out.
Was his name Ken?
Yeah.
I was like I couldn't remember his name, so I just went with Dave.
This is the greatest thing we've ever done in the entire history of the channel.
We have as much fun this so many years later as we do with like the Switch. It's like this game is actually kind of timeless. It's awesome.
Well, that's a lot of stuff. So this is the M Classic. Now, this is essentially, you can run various different older consoles to HDMI with this, right? So essentially it's processing off, upscale, anti-alias, and sharpness, or retro mode for retro games. What is this? This looks 3D printed.
So that is a 3D printed adapter.
GC plug.
Yeah.
So essentially you plug it into the GameCube and then it gives you an HDMI directly out of it.
It's basically like what you were talking about.
Oh, that's way more janky though, dude. But that doesn't output audio, because the digital AV out doesn't output audio.
Oh, that's super interesting. I'll plug this directly in here. Hey, we're double dongling. Look at that. Double dongling. So 660 by 448i. That actually is not a bad looking picture though. So now that we're double dongling, let's triple dongle and see if we can really get the cleanest HDMI picture out of our double dongle GameCube. So we're just gonna carefully dongle. I'm gonna try to dock the dongle.
Look at that thing. That's so ridiculous.
Dongle. And the dongle has landed. That looks like a fire hazard.
It's not just that, but that is going to break all of those components in just a little short amount of time.
I agree, yeah.
You'd have to have like something like actually like raised up to support that shit.
Yeah.
Because that is going to
The
bend the hell
dongle
out
actually
of every
weighs so
single
much, it is
connector
literally
there.
pulling it out of the GameCube right now.
Yeah.
We're just gonna mount this on the back of the Conga to keep it from falling. Okay, I'm gonna unplug the dongle for a second and see if I can re-dongle my dongle. Sure, what seems to be the problem here. This all seems to be in.
Oh my god, look at that.
I don't know if dongling your dongle is terms of service appropriate on YouTube or
I was
not.
going to say, would you say they're docking their dongles? What?
No, because he's not
I'm
plugging the
fucking-
wrong end the other end.
I know. I'm being stupid.
It's not trying to put an
there we
input
go.
in another
Don't worry. See,
input.
look how great our dongle chain of dongle talent is.
So it said it was. Oh, nope.
Okay, okay, I'll hold it. Fine.
There we go. There we go.
Oh my gosh.
Does it look good, guys? I'm on upscale mode. I can switch
You know
modes.
what? That actually looks really good.
Okay, so this is normal mode.
Okay.
So that's non-upscale.
That's yeah.
I see a noticeable difference in the text.
Go.
Okay, so this is upscale mode.
Oh, that is definitely sharper.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is
it looks
retro
way
mode.
better.
Definitely not.
No.
We're gonna do upscale mode.
Upscale mode is where it's at.
So through extreme precision and craftsmanship
Yeah,
here
that's
at
some
Clock-Tok
impressive
Media,
upscaling
we've
for that.
constructed the ultimate
Well,
GameCube.
once again, like this thing like, where it has the digital AV out, they showed like Wind Waker. You know how they did the Wind Waker HD remake here recently? They actually did a comparison to Wind Waker through the original like analog out, and it looked pretty bad because it was like 360p, and it was like no progressive scan, no nothing. Then they plugged in. They used the original cable. Someone ordered like the original like digital output cable and used that for the used that for the video and enabled progressive scan, and it looked exceptionally better. Then they used one of these. And they put it in, and they just used an HDMI out, and this actually has a thing on it, the little button here where you can actually like customize the settings and all that. You can do like a retro mode, upscaling mode, 4x3, regular 4x3 mode, and this thing here has just been such a godsend because it basically combines all the stuff that Austin has there, and it combines everything and just like pushes out the best signal possible. And that's why I love it so much, because I've got a few games here that are progressive scan enabled. For instance, Beautiful Joe. I played Beautiful Joe, and when I did, you can hold down I forget what buttons to hold down, but you hold down some buttons and said, "Would you like to play this game in progressive scan mode?" Absolutely. And I did, and I swear, I have never seen this game look so good on any console. But yeah, Anyway.
I'd like to play it like Luigi's Mansion on that, see what it looks like.
Oh, it looks good, man. It looks really, really good.
It's the one game I think that you're not going to really be able to pull off a legitimate upgrade with out of the stack that we have there is probably going to be Eternal Darkness.
Probably.
And it's just because of how, like, polygonal a lot of the game actually looks. Like, it's going to, like, exacerbate its flaws to see it upscaled, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I would like to see these two. I'd love to see what the RE make.
Yeah, the RE remake probably looks pretty dope in it.
And then Resident Evil 4, I'd love to see what both of these look like.
I mean, I've actually played, you know, RE remake HD on PC, and it looks dope. So
yeah,
it will probably look similar to that.
Yeah, and then RE4. I mean, come on, dude. Just those two games alone, so good.
So now that we have the GameCube itself with the screen, excuse me, Ken, I'm talking right now.
I cannot see anything.
Well, I'll show it to you in a minute. With our extreme precision, we have our GameCube with our display, our Wavebird, our Game Boy player, battery, and then if you come around, well, I'll get out of the way. If you come around to the back, you'll see that we have a very expert chain of dongles. So we have the M plug going into HDMI, going into a HDMI male-to-male, into the M Classic via USB through HDMI into the TV, and it looks great. Thank you very much for watching this episode. No, sorry, we're not done yet. We have to play some games now. Do we have another game?
Smash.
Has the gauntlet been thrown down?
My body is ready.
Your nipples ready.
You want to see my nipples, Matt? Another thing. I've never played Melee before.
Austin.
The C-Stick does... Wait.
The C-Stick is your Smash.
The C-Stick does not work on this. Wow, that C-Stick is really f***ing delayed. Why?
That sounds like someone who's blaming the tools.
No Johns, Ken.
It's most likely that monitor that they're using and all the dongles and shit have caused like a significant input delay on the game.
I don't doubt it. But even if there is delay in it, like, Ken, no Johns, man, come on, no Johns. Do you know what that stands for? No Johns is basically a Smash Bros term for no excuses. It's just like, anytime like someone's like, oh, there's too much delay on the TV, or oh, my controller's messed up, or oh, I didn't get enough sleep last night, or oh, I ate greasy food and now my fingers are slipping on the thing. No Johns, bro, no Johns. Because originally there was a guy it started with a forum story. It's like there was a guy who just kept making an excuse for every time that he lost, and his name was John. And basically at that one Smash Bros tournament, it just became synonymous, like, no Johns, being like, no excuses, bro. Just take the loss and move on. And that's the truth.
I mean, that would actually legitimately piss me off if I went to a tournament and there was actually like input delay on their setup and everything.
No, I get that.
And I was used to playing it without input delay.
No,
I would probably press a few buttons and be like, yo, you guys have major input delay there, and if somebody said that to me, I would just unplug my controller and fucking walk out.
Well, no, because here's the thing.
I was like, all right, fuck
No, here's the thing. We're not talking about, like, you testing it. If you test it and there's a problem, then they'll do everything they can to fix it. But if you're in the middle of a match and everything's good, everything's working, but then at the end of the match, you know, after, you know...
You try to say there was a problem after the match ends.
That's what no Johns means. But, yeah, that's... Honestly, given some of the Smash Bros, like, freakouts I've seen, dude, guy swinging his friggin' controller like a mason flail, trying to break it, and he swung it about a good 15, 20 times, and it wouldn't break. And he just kept swinging it, and swinging it, and swinging it. And then eventually the event staff had to come up and tell him to leave. And then he swung it one more time, and then eventually he just gave up trying to break it, and he dropped it and walked out. And then the tournament staff picked it up, and they basically molded it back. Like, it had pieces and chips missing. They remolded it back together and made that, like, the head of their trophy that their winner poses with every year.
I mean, the GameCube and all the first-party accessories and stuff are built like tanks.
Yes.
I don't know if you remember or saw it, but on Let's Play, back in the... Not Let's Play... what was it called?
X-Play.
X-Play, yeah.
Oh yeah,
X-Play back in the day.
Morgan Webb did those torture tests.
Yeah, like in
that was awesome.
They dropped the PS2 and the GameCube and the Xbox like off of a just second story like balcony, and I think they hit them with a hammer.
Yeah, sledgehammer.
And they ran over them with a truck, and the PlayStation 2 kind of pretty much didn't make it anywhere before it was fucked.
Yeah.
Xbox, I think, made it past like the first stage, but died in the second stage. And
Yeah.
the GameCube tanked getting run over by the truck, and they had to mash the thing closed.
But it still
booted the game and played.
Yes. Like that stuff. That you see, I miss stuff like that. I miss them testing consoles and stress testing like that, because I remember that because the one sledgehammer swing, the PlayStation 2 was like broke open like a conch shell, and then they did it to the Xbox, and it was still good, but the drop knocked off the front plate that had the power button on it, so they couldn't turn it back on. Yeah, I remember that, dude. That was so good. I miss X-Play.
Well, I mean, when I'm...
Well, the real X-Play, not that
piece of crap they brought.
Not the beta version they tried to come out with a few years ago. That still hurts me, the fact that they did that.
F1.
Wall trace.
You realize I'm up 2 stock right now, right?
I know. Yeah, because I'm like trying to figure out how to use this C-stick because it's not working properly.
Okay, we can rematch. That one doesn't count.
Mister,
You
I'm...
guys switch controllers.
Yeah, actually.
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't use a C-stick. I'm a real professional.
Sure.
Time to Donkey Konga.
There we go. Okay, yeah, this is working way better.
Okay, you know what? You're right. This controller is actually a little sticky.
Yeah, it's not it's not
great.
working properly, dude.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
Ah.
Yeah.
All right. Well played. Best of 3?
Sure.
All right, let's go.
Get a better controller, Austin.
Okay, there we go. That's what I don't like. Oh.
Wahoo!
Oh yeah, I forgot you can steal it.
Uh-oh, ah.
No. Go. The bomb.
You did that to yourself, Austin.
That was your own fault, but...
Yeah.
That was mine.
Oh, damn.
Hey, you got one back.
No, you got me though. You're up by 1 stock.
Yeah.
Come on, no!
That's why there are certain characters like Kirby that I just don't ever pick in Smash Brothers.
Well,
like whenever I just
yeah.
like panic input and like try to do anything, half the time like if a character has a move where they can do that kind of shit to themselves, then I don't want to play.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Kirby in Smash Melee, not that good. Kirby in OG Smash, like Smash 64, almost S tier. He is very high A tier in terms of like his usability and his moveset and his like how powerful his moves are. But also his recovery is insane. Him and Jigglypuff's recovery, you know, where they can like whoop, 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 whoop. They can float for so long. But I would say for me, my favorite to play as is Luigi just to have fun. But if I want to be serious, I use Fox. Because Fox was always one that I could pull off like really good quick combos with. Plus, when I wave dashed, when I first learned to wave dash, I was so excited.
Is Melee the one that had Roy and Morse?
Yes.
Yeah, Roy was my main on Melee.
Everyone was in love with Roy.
I just love the fucking chant. Roy's our boy.
Roy's our boy. And then, of course, there was also when he wasn't in Smash Brothers Brawl, when they didn't have Roy in Smash Bros. Brawl, they did a mod called Project M. And Project M is basically, they try to make Brawl more like Melee. And basically, they reinserted Roy into the game. And that was so cool that they did that. I remember me and Bo, we played some Project M. He brought over his Wii, and he had it loaded onto there. Dude, that was so much fun.
So what have we learned today? We have learned that the Ultimate GameCube is truly a masterpiece to behold. How much did we spend on the Ultimate GameCube?
$1,000.
Too much.
Probably several $100s more than we should have. Oh, I should have laid back on the GameCube controller. Oh.
But can you put a price on friendship And nostalgia? I don't think so.
I mean, if it's the difference between me eating for this month or not, then yeah, I can kind of put a price.
Well, okay,
Yeah.
but here's the thing: they spent all that money on it. They spent like $1,000 on it.
They didn't have to buy all, like, unopened components for it.
No, especially the Game Boy player, dude. The Game Boy player. Okay, hold on. Let's see how much a new Game Boy player is worth. Nintendo Game Boy player. Yeah.
Looks like you can get any color of them from
Yeah.
Etsy for like $65.
Yeah, those are
$30 on eBay.
Yeah, but you need this in order to play it.
True, yeah. If those come without the disc, that could be a problem.
Yeah, but an original unopened, or no, this is pre-owned. This is an original one. It's from DK Oldies, of course. It's gonna be like
fuck them.
Refurbished, renewed Game Boy player, almost $300. Wow. Super Game Boy. I remember I had one of those when I was a kid.
Yeah, that was one thing I had as well that I liked
It was
a
on
lot.
It was on the SNES.
That's sort of a memory unlock for me. I kind of forgot about the Super Game Boy. But yeah, I played a ton of stuff on that.
Yeah. So, if I were to get one of these on here, if I were to get a black one off here, yeah. So the black ones are actually $70. So if I were to get a black one off here, and then I were to get the disc for, yeah, there it is. Come on. You're really not gonna, okay. Wow, it's not, okay, open, wow, it's not even gonna go there. So yeah, the Game Boy player disc, let's see, that's on Etsy, hold on. Let's go to eBay, ebay.com, Game Boy player disc, come on, there we go. Game Boy player disc.
Pretty mad I had to get rid of all my old stuff now.
Same, dude.
So I'm just like, damn, man, I could have made some money right now.
Same. Oh my gosh.
So I sold all that crap for like fucking
peanuts.
Yeah, peanuts basically.
Same, dude. Okay. This one, oh, it's from Japan. Oh, that's the PAL region. That's why. Damn you, region lock. Alright, so, yeah, NTSC-J, okay. But do you know the, let's see, this is the one that Chad said that, yeah. Chad said if he could get his hands on one of these, like, this would be it for him. This is one of his dream buys. The Panasonic Q. Huh?
Why is that?
Because it's a GameCube and a DVD player. Basically, Panasonic released this in Japan, and they basically made it to where, yeah, you could watch DVDs and play GameCube games. And it was also a media player. It had this little thing up here. You're excused. But this, dude, I am, like, I wish I could get my hands on one of these. But, yeah, like right here. $700 for parts only. That's, oh, that hurts me. But, yeah, the Panasonic Q is one of the dream buys for me. For, if I bought one, I'd give it to Chad, just simply because of like how much he's wanted one of those. But
my whole thing is like I would have wanted that back when GameCube and PS2 were the current thing.
Yeah.
But like, what is the point of having one now? You know.
I don't know. I mean, I guess just for keepsake.
It's like just to have on our shelf, basically, just to be like, hey, look what I have. It was really expensive, you know.
No. Well, That's the thing. Chad's not like that, though. Chad actually is like an avid collector and doesn't like rub it in people's faces.
Well, I mean, like, but he would probably play it a few times, but I mean, that's the kind of thing that it's easier to probably like put a DVD in something more modern rather than to get that out and hook it up and risk breaking it, like, and stuff like that.
That's true. That's very true.
It's like more of one of those things that if it was in your collection, you'd probably want to make sure it stays in your collection for as long as possible.
That's
in
fair.
working condition and stuff. So
Yeah, I don't know. But, yeah, Austin Evans, he built the Ultimate GameCube, yet somehow forgot the network adapter.
what games were they going to play with a network adapter?
I don't know. I was just saying, like...
I don't think any of those games are exactly still playable at this point.
I don't think so either.
There are no servers still up.
No, there aren't. But I was just saying it just to say it. It was just like, he did everything else, but he didn't get no network adapter. But, alright. Anyway, so that's going to do it, everybody. This was Austin Evans with I Built the Ultimate GameCube. What did you all think? Let us know in the comments down below what you thought. And I guess until next time, signing off, I'm Nate.
I am Nick.
Be good people. Take care. Peace.